Welcome, Stampin' Pretty readers, to my tutorial today on showing you how quick and easy it is to make this mini pizza box. Love it with this homegrown set. Very versatile with little note cards and mini envelopes tucked inside. I'm going to use mine as a thank you gift. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is I have cut basic black cardstock to 5 1/4 by 9 1/2 the long way. When it's assembled, it's going to be a 3 3/8 square box and 1 inch high. So let's start out with the scores for the short side. I'm going to start out with scoring at 1 inch. I'm going to move over to 4 1/4 inches. All of this information, these measurements are on my blog. I'm going to move over to 5 1/4 inches and then 8 1/2. Make sure I've got that one right. Then I'm going to flip it on its side, and on the long way I'm going to score 1 inch on each side. Flipping it around, and go back to scoring at 1 inch on the opposite side. So all the scoring is done. We've essentially got a template for the box. Sorry for the little shadowing. I'm doing this at night, and I don't have perfect lighting, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. See this score line? There are 4 on the long side. So you're going to take your snips and you're going to cut in to the 1 inch line from this direction. And we're cutting, essentially we're cutting tabs. Cut up to the 1 inch line, cut up to the 1 inch score line, and the final one on this side. I'm going to flip it around. We're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Again, cutting up to the 1 inch line. Paper snips are so sharp, they're almost custom made for this little job. They don't have to go too far. Next, I like to fold on the score lines. Basically, it just makes it a lot more flexible for assembly than anything. And I always fold in so the mountain side is in. Just always makes for a little bit neater on the outside. Then I'm going to keep this on the inside. And the only way to go on 3D, in my opinion, is sticky strip. If you want to keep your 3D hanging together, use sticky strip. And I position it here, about a 1 inch piece of sticky strip. This one I've cut a little too long, so I'm going to cut that little piece off. I didn't do a very good job. Let me try that again. Okay. And on the inside of all of these. So this time I'm going to be a little more careful and make sure I get it down lower. I'm going to do that on the opposite side. Same spots. This is going to form the bottom of the box. And there is a difference when you're adding the sticky tape. This is the top, and we're not going to adhere this piece because that's where it's going to swivel and open. So we're going to do it on the outside here. The reason I like these spots is when I go to take them off, which I'm going to do now, it's in the exact spot to have all the adhesive on the corners. So I'm lining up the corners. Rather than, if I stuck it here, it wouldn't be tight at the corner. So again, I'm coming in and just making sure I do one piece at a time and fold, otherwise your sticky strip might stick to something else as everything's moving around. And you don't want that to happen. Look at this one from the outside. You can see how I'm making it go from the corner. And so now it's tight right at the corner because that's where my adhesive is. I used to do it a different way, and I realized that it wasn't always giving me the results I wanted. So now I've shifted it. So that makes the bottom. Now I'm just going to do those 2 little pieces at the top to create the top. Again, getting it nice and clean to the corner. Peeling off that last piece of sticky strip. I'm actually going to fold this little piece back rather than trying to cut it. That's what I should have done with the other one. That way it goes away in a hurry, in a jiffy. So here's your little box, and see why we kept that one free? So now it closes. And then I always give it one more good zhuzh on every one of the corners to make sure that it's nice and tight. You've got a box, gang, and it's super easy to share. These cute little cards are all 3x3s, and they work with our mini square envelopes that are, I believe, 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. So everything fits neatly. So I'm going to tuck it inside for a cutie little gift. Close this down like that. Now there's 2 loose flaps, and they need to be that way so that you can open and close the pizza box. So I create a belly band to kind of make it look neat for delivery. And all the instructions for the belly band and the squares are on my blog. So there you have it. Wasn't quite a 1 minute to wow video tutorial, but hopefully you learned something new on how to create a pretty little 3D box, and I hope I've removed a little of the fear of 3D for you. Thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye.